Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to Daily Kingdom Growth. I'm your host, Mitchell Beecher, founder of Be Kingdom Builders. And if you missed our last episodes, here is what we covered in previous chapters and verses here in Genesis. We saw Abraham's faith being tested in unimaginable ways. He trusted God through his encounters with King Abimelech. We saw the miraculous birth of Isaac, the promised child. We've got to remember, Sarah was 90 years old when she gave birth. And we saw Abraham face the ultimate test of faith by nearly sacrificing Isaac. And through it all, God's promises remained steadfast, foreshadowing Jesus' ultimate sacrifice for us. If you missed any of that, go back and catch up. But right now, we are going to keep moving forward. Today, we are going to explore Sarah's legacy, Isaac's marriage, and God's promises reaffirmed through this next generation. So stick around for a profound insight on God's faithfulness and how it points to Jesus. Genesis 23 begins with the passing of Sarah at the age of 127 years old. Abraham's deep love and respect for Sarah are evident as he negotiates with Ephron the Hittite to purchase the cave of Machpelah for her burial. This is significant. It's the first piece of the promised land that Abraham owns. It's a powerful symbol of God's covenant taking root. The key verse would be Genesis 23:19, in my opinion. And it says, afterward, Abraham buried his wife Sarah in the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre, which is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. Even in sorrow, Abraham's actions reflect unwavering faith in God's promises. And for us today, when we face losses, do we hold on to God's promise like Abraham did? Even in sorrow, his hope pointed to his future. A reminder for us to always trust God and that God sees the bigger picture than what we can see. In chapter 24, we come to one of the Bible's most beautiful stories, I would say, of God's providence. Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for Isaac. And what happens next is a masterclass in prayer and trust. The servant prays specifically, and God answers with Rebekah, a woman whose kindness and hospitality make her a perfect match for Isaac. Genesis 24, verse 7 captures the servant's praise. Praise be to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his kindness and faithfulness to my master. Isn't that incredible? God's faithfulness shines through. So when you two face big decisions, do you invite God into that process? Do you pray specifically for this decision? Abraham's servant teaches us to seek God with specific request and specific faith. And look how God provided. Chapter 25 brings a transition. Abraham remarries Keturah and fathers additional children. But Isaac remains the heir to the covenant. He is the firstborn. Abraham's death at 175 years marks the end of an era. But God promises live through Isaac, God's promised son. And the key verse here for Genesis 25 is 25:23 is pivotal. The Lord said to her, meaning Rebekah, Isaac's wife, the two nations are in your womb. The two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the other will serve the younger. So this prophecy is again about Jacob and Esau and reminds us of God's sovereignty. So God's plans often defy human expectations. He chose Jacob, not Esau, to carry the covenant forward. As in the womb, like this is already like predicted. So are you willing to trust his plan even when it surprises you? In chapter 26, finally, we see Isaac navigating challenges similar to Abraham, facing famine. God reaffirms his covenant with Isaac, saying, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you." Even when Isaac encounters conflict over the wells, God's provision and faithfulness shines through. Genesis 26:24 says, "That night the Lord appeared to him and said, I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you." What a reassurance that God's promises endure through generations. And just like Isaac, we can trust God in times of conflict and uncertainty. His faithfulness never wavers. So let's reflect on what we discussed today. Sarah's burial reminds us to trust God's promises, even in sorrow. Isaac and Rebekah's story shows the beauty of God's providence. Jacob and Esau reveal his sovereignty, and Isaac's journey reinforces his faithfulness. So today, this week, I challenge you to reflect on God's promises in your life. Pray for guidance and trust his timing and his direction. If this episode blessed you in any way, will you like, subscribe, and comment below? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Find us on all of our social media platforms. And for more resources, visit us at www.bekingdombuilders.com. I hope this blessed you, and I will see you in the next episode. Don't miss it.